This is an excerpt from a short story from the book Star Trek Gateways: What Lay Beyond. This short story is titled Star Trek New Frontier: Death After Life by Peter David. Narrated by William Hopkins. Mackenzie Calhoun, captain of the Excalibur, was so cold that it took his body long minutes to realize that he was once again in warmth. It didn't happen immediately, or all at once. Instead, it occurred in stages. First, his fingers and toes, frozen nearly to frostbite stage, began to flex. Then his lungs, which had been so chilled that Calhoun had practically forgotten what it was like to breathe without 1,000 needles jabbing him in the chest, began to expand to their normal size. There was pain at first when they did, but that started to subside. He gave out a series of violent coughs that racked his body, and it was only then that his brain processed the information that the rest of his body was providing him. He was so dazed, so confounded, that he had to make an effort to reorder events in his mind so that he could recall how he'd come to this pass. The cold was so overwhelming that for what seemed an endless period of time, he couldn't think of anything beyond that. There had been cold and blistering winds that would have flayed the skin from his body if he'd been out there much longer. Cold and bodies. 2 bodies. Yes, the Iconians, a male and a female, both named Smith. Both dead, lying there, face up in the snow mere feet away from the Great Gateway. And words etched in the snow by the male just before he died, carved in the snow with a hand so frozen and useless that it was not much more than an iced club of meat. The words had been, "Giant lied." What the hell did that mean? What giant? What had he lied about? Why had the male Iconian felt so strongly about this that he used his final moments of life to report this transgression? The Iconians, Grotzins, they had caused trouble, so much trouble, for 2 races, for himself, for Shelby. Calhoun lay there, flat on his back, arms and legs splayed, trying to put together the pieces of his body and the pieces of his life, the ground hard and gritty beneath him, the heat of an unknown sun pounding down upon him, his extremities starting to tingle with the resurgence of blood circulating to them. And that was when he remembered Shelby.